out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Come on. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Yo. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. VIP, coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, lost life with that.
Hey, what up, guys? Week 3 in the books. Moving on to week 4. I'm going to jump into a couple awards and some predictions for this week. Before I start off, first of all, I got to give a shout out to Ryan Fawcett holding it down this last week while I was on vacation. You know, he did a real great job on this last week's predictions. Great quality on the video. Got a lot of great feedback. Tried to get him to do it again this week, but unfortunately he just couldn't because of his busy schedule. Tried to do a rotational thing where, you know, maybe another person steps up every week, tries it out. But unfortunately, Osborne couldn't do it because he was already busy with a couple other things. Goundry volunteered to do it, but then backed out like a fag. So, you know, unfortunately, that's Goundry for you. And then Ostad, I think, would have done it. I asked him, but unfortunately, he couldn't do it because he's actually going to be at Lambeau Field at the Packers game in person. So, you know, he's definitely got the best excuse by far, and enjoy that. Hoping the Packers bounce back. They definitely need that win, especially after that heartbreak on Monday. So let me go ahead and bounce into the awards real quick, and then I'm going to go into the predictions right after that. So let's go ahead and get this started real quick. Big up. First one's going to go out to Ryan Osborne. 2 reasons. 1, first win of the year. It's a big win. 2, it was against James Barrett, one of the 3 undefeated teams at the time. It wasn't really necessarily a big win for points-wise. It's only 74 points for Osborne. But hey, man, you got to get a win where you can get it, especially when you need the win and you can only get them where you can get them. Either way, big ups right there for that, taking out James Barrett and getting that first win. Second big up's going to go out to Ryan Fawcett. 2 reasons, like I said, I already told him. Holding it down while I was gone. Great video, everything like that. 2, talked so much crap to Keith. It was fun to watch. And the best part was he backed it up. So sorry, Keith, but he handed it to you right there. He gave you the business. And then he came out in week 3 and he held his own again, giving a pretty good beatdown on Greg. Greg's team wasn't doing too bad at the time, and Fawcett came out and just took care of business. I didn't think his team was capable of it, but obviously I was wrong right there, and he's been holding it down. Let me jump into this week's predictions. Got my handy iPad. Just the way Ryan showed it, I guess all the cool kids need their iPad when they do these videos, so I guess I step it up a little bit. I tried to do a little bit better video for you guys. Unfortunately, my video camera that actually does the high-def stuff, I couldn't find the cable. So you're stuck with me doing it on the webcam, which is not a Dell. It's actually an old MacBook, so suck it, John. You just have to take it for what it is, I guess. All right, let's jump into these predictions real quick. This week we got No Fat Lady Singing. Mr. Keith Tillman, new name. Probably same old story, but we'll see. Versus Ron Kirby's Cell Phone, Ryan Osborne. We got an 0-3 Seller team versus a 1-2 fresh off win team in Mr. Osborne. Man, these projections are pretty dismal. 78 to 97 in favor of Osborne. We both know that that's a really high over projection for Osborne. I don't see him breaking 90. And unfortunately for Keith, man, this has just been a bad year for you, man. Injuries have been plaguing you. Some bad trades here and there. As I like to mess with Keith, he basically traded Matt Forte to Fisher for a bag of Skittles. I mean, I like Skittles too, man, but come on. He could have held on to him just a little bit longer. I think he hit the panic button a little too soon on that one. Yeah, but we'll see how this week goes. As much as I want to see Keith get that win, I really got a bad feeling about this one for him. This is going to be a pretty lame game to watch this year. This week especially. I think the scoring is going to be pretty low on him. So I'm going to go ahead and give Osborne the favor on this one, 82-74. Don't really expect a high scoring affair. Next one, Team Money versus the Three-Headed Monster Awakens. If you're not sure who that is me. Temporary name change right there. Don't worry, West Coast Golden Mach 5 will be back. So for right now, I just have to showcase my big boys. If you haven't noticed, I'm running 3 deep now. McCoy, Reese Jones-Drew, and Adrian Peterson. So if you have the same players, you probably do the same thing. You got to highlight them in some way. We'll see if they perform this week. Projection showing 101 to 129 in favor of me. I think it's going to be a high scoring affair. I don't think I'll put up that many points as much as I'd like to say I would. I don't see it. Expect RG3 to not to have a 20-plus week. I got a feeling he's finally going to hit that mid quarterback range. So I'm not really expecting too much on that one. I'm going to go ahead and give myself the favor on this one, 115 to 95, just because I do have the better team. So I guess anything can happen. All right, next one we got Roger Street Eye, which against OKC is chilling. Two big stories here. Scotty Ray just pulled a big trade. Nobody else saw it in the league. He just pulled in Arian Foster. Now he's running with a 1-2 punch of Ray Rice and Arian Foster, which is pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty. I'm pretty envious on that one. Nate sitting at 2-1. If he would have had 8 more points in that week 1, he would actually be undefeated, and I wouldn't. So watch out for that team, guys. He's actually a sleeper, pretty solid. I don't think a lot of people are looking out for him right now. Pretty close matchup, 89-95 in favor of Nate. And I'm going to have to stick with this one. Scotty, it's a coin flip. He could have an amazing week in those backs, but I think Nate's team's just a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and give him the edge on this one, 93-90. So be on the lookout for that one. Austinville Champions versus Roethlisberger. I hardly knew her. We got James Barrett coming off a first loss, fresh, sure it stings. And then on the opposite side, you got Boston on a 2-game winning streak, feeling high, feeling great. Right now, projection 80 to 107 in favor of Boston. James has got 1 play missing out. So like I say, every single week, still 49ers heavy that if the 49ers go off, so will his team. So be on the lookout for that. Boston's got the better team overall. I'm going to give him a slight favorite on this one, 100 to 88. But like I said, watch out for 49ers, man. If they score big, then there goes James Dean with it. The comebacks, Michael Fisher, brand new name. Don't really know where he's coming back from. Because I got someone who's going to be sitting pretty low in the standings after this week. Not after this week, but at the end of the season. He gets Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, Mr. Johnson Offset. I'm not high on Fisher's team. He did make a good trade. He got some pretty good value for Foster after sitting on him forever. What did he get? Jamal Charles and Matt Ryan. So that's not a bad scoop right there. Man, Offset's been having a rough go. Runner-up in last year's league. This year he's sitting 1-2 and can't really get too much offense going. Points are pretty low. Projections 107-79. Let's see, Offset's missing a player, but I don't expect that projection to be that high. It's going to be a tough week for him. The only way I see Offset win, man, is if he gets some Lambeau Elite luck. And maybe the Packers help him out a little bit, and that defense keeps going against the Cowboys. They score 20-plus points, and it could be a different game right there. I'm going to have to give the Fish with the edge just because his team does have better matchups this week. I'm going to say he scores 96 versus Offset 88. But like I said, and where that Packers D goes, where his team's going. So Monday night game could be a big factor. Game of the week. Unfortunately, as much as I hate giving John anything, he is the game of the week on 2 reasons. 1, he is undefeated going into this one, and 2, they got some really nice projections going. 114 to 112 over Greg Tuning. 5-0, check your 6. This is a pretty big week. John goes 4-0. You can pretty much start counting your wins along the way, on the way to the playoffs. Man, Greg 1-3. That's rough. Like I said, though, there's a lot of mediocre teams this year. Everybody's kind of sticking with each other, which is kind of weird. And all you got to do is get to that 6th seed, man. 6 seed's where it's at for everybody. Just remember that. It's not divisions. It's top 6 teams. So you want to be, at the very least, that 6th seed that gets in there. If you're confused at anything, check the projected playoff brackets in the league. That way you at least know where you're sitting right now. So forget tiebreakers or points scored. So you got to get those points out there. So let's see. John Goundry, Sandusky Pickle Monsters, like I said, 114 to 112. As much as I want to see Greg win this one, I want to see the upset. I want to see John go down. And I wouldn't mind seeing Greg come back at 2-2. I just don't see it, man. You're way too high on your team. I don't think your team is as good as your projections, as much as I hate to see it. And I think you're too high on some of your players. and it might come back to bite you. I'm pulling for a win for you this week, but I think John's got a better team overall. Gonna go ahead and give him the win on this one, 108 to 96. But I guess anything can happen. All right, guys, that's your prediction. Well, let me say that again. That's your predictions and projections for this week. Hopefully, this next week somebody will step it up and they'll try out the video differently. I don't mind doing these. I am the commish, so I don't mind getting there, stepping it up, and helping out and keeping this league fun. But if you want to do a video, man, shout it out. Let me know. I'll set you up. Say, hey, you got it this week. I'd really enjoy if somebody else, got in there just like Fawcett did. Let's see what's going on Thursday night tonight. So we got the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland game. Make sure you set your lineups. Get ready for this next week. Big week 4. Get on those message boards. Talk some trash. I was really had some positive feedback from other people doing trades, which is really great because I usually get the complaint, well, I don't know anybody in the league. That's garbage. I've given you more than enough opportunity to contact other people with all the numbers on the board. And for the most part, a lot of people already know each other in this league. But I am happy to see that other people are starting to talk to other teams and getting some moves going, which is nice to see. Keep it up, man. Keep up that rapport with the other player or the other league members, because most likely we'll just be carrying them over until next year's league. That way you just have that much, built up with them already. That way next year you're good to go. All right, guys. That pretty much wraps up my week. Like I said, if you want to do the video, shout it out. I'll get you in there. It's nice to get somebody else in there once in a while and switch it up, just like all you guys saw. Fawcett getting in there was nice. So, all right, guys, set your lineups. Get on there and get active. Enjoy your guys' weekend, and I'll catch you this next week. We'll see how it goes. Oh, yeah, don't forget the real refs are back, so we might actually get to see some normal games. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys later.